what we believe at ACM is that teachers are the primary stakeholder that can act as a catalyst for growth and learning in a children's life. So all of our work is around building teachers, supporting teachers, and doing that through much more micro intervention at our partner schools level, or partnering with state departments, education departments, SCRTs to do that at scale and bring policy level change while supporting them through at scale trainings. And another thing that we have recently started doing is that we work with pre-service students. These are students that are going to college to become teachers in the future. So we have started also working with the next generation of teachers to build them from the start. So I'll move on to what is the problem that we're trying to solve. We have been working with teachers and departments, education departments for the past 12 to 14 years. And one thing we have realized that there's a big gap between the kind of teachers are supported. And it's not an intent gap or a policy gap, it's more of a human resource gap. Teachers are supposed to get policy mandated few days of training every year that is supposed to update them on pedagogical strategies, teaching strategies, will bring on new interventions to improve their professional development and make the classrooms better for children. And this happens once a year, maybe April, May, first quarter. Then after that, there's no practical support that a teacher gets or a recall to these trainings. What they have is a mentor teacher that is supposed to do in-person coaching, provide them that professional support, that individual level connect on what they can do better, observe their classrooms, suggest them strategies. But the problem here is that these mentor teachers are also very, very scarce compared to the number of teachers that they're supposed to support. For example, Delhi is a very well-funded and well-resourced state compared to some other states. Even in Delhi, a mentor teacher is supposed to mentor around 5 to 6 schools. That is around 250 to 300 teachers in a year. So even if the mentor teacher tries going one day to every school, they won't be able to cover all the teachers. So we wanted to bridge this gap of support to teachers. We wanted to give them something that they can access then and there when they need support, instead of waiting to ask principal or a senior teacher, or wait for weeks to get support from a mentor teacher visit. So what we decided that, okay, we want to do this at scale, we want to bridge this gap, we want to solve this. What are the realities that we need to face if we want to implement some tech solution for this? So low digital literacy, limited access to internet connectivity, majorly Hindi speaking population, because we operate a lot in North India, and very minimal direct access to user. Because in a state there are 30, 40, 50, 70,000 teachers, we don't have access to all of them, right? So what we arrived at is an AI-powered chatbot that can help them retrieve resources, give them adaptive, contextual, suggest strategies from a knowledge base that is developed by us and the state that they are working in. And what it does is, it uses sort of a rack time model to go back to our knowledge base, see the curated content that we have created for them, and the knowledge, then the model then picks the most relevant strategy, adapts it for the teacher, provides them a step-by-step text on what can they do, and also then links it for them so that they have that confidence, okay, this is not some random strategy that I've received from somewhere. They can go look at the video or look at the document, and the video will have another teacher from their own context, their own state, their own classrooms doing that strategy. So just overall how what we are using is, we are using WhatsApp, Turn.io for the WhatsApp business API, and OpenAI BigQuery for the start. Shara will talk about it later. So what I'll do a quick... This is a demo video made for the teachers. So I'll do a quick demo instead of going to this video, because this is also in Hindi for the teachers. I'm going to share my WhatsApp. Please do not peek into my chats. So what we are supposed to do is the conversation start. It's all right, you can peek into it, it's all business. So what we are supposed to do is, the teacher can just scan a QR code or save a contact and just start with a simple hi. They can, of course, send any message. We'll come to this later. A lot of things we realized. And the first thing that the bot will ask is, what kind of language do you want to talk in? Right now, it's just English and Hindi because we are piloting it for a group that is primarily Hindi speaking. And in this demo, I've skipped the part where they're supposed to create a profile when they use it for the first time. So this is, wait, I use the Hindi one. I'll start with English once again. Starting convo. Yes. So once you choose your language, it will give you two options. Do you want to go ahead with the teacher support, or you want to start a reflective conversation to reflect on your journey or just practices? So currently we are primarily piloting the teaching support part. I'll show you. So what it does is it will ask you a few contextual questions on what grade you want to need the support on, what subject, what topic are you teaching, so that it can find the relevant practice for you. For example, mathematics, subject, number of students in the classroom. These are all questions that we have deducted from a lot of questions that we thought is supposed to drive the recommendation mechanism. Is there enough space for the students to move in the classroom? Yes. Because these are government schools with a lot of limited space and resources. What is the focus that you want to build in your classroom? You want to build classroom engagement. And now it will give a prompt showing an example of what kind of prompt you can give to just explain your situation much more clearly. I'll just write a prompt. Anyone has any suggestion on what situation I should ask it? Any teacher or any school person here?
It's a classroom strategy.
Two students are fighting in the classroom and one ran away.
Two students are fighting in the classroom and
One ran away.
one ran away. This might be a bit difficult because what we are suggesting, we suggest general pedagogical strategies. So how they can improve their teaching practices. This is not going towards behavioral management. Maybe we expand to that if the need comes in. Do you have a suggestion?
How do I engage different learner groups with classroom group activities, group-based activities for different levels?
Learning levels.
Learning levels.
Yeah, I'll ask that. How? Teaching multiplication to my class first time. Some of them know single digit multiplication, some don't. So I prompted it, how do I engage different learning level groups in my classroom when I'm teaching multiplication to my class for the first time. Some of them know single digit multiplication, some don't. So it will take some time and come with a response. So here's the response. You can see it will suggest what to do. It has suggested the jigsaw strategy. Yes. Yes. Is it visible? Yeah. It has suggested jigsaw strategy from our knowledge base. Why this helps? This method allows students to become experts in one part of the topic, how to do it step by step based on the topic that we suggested. Divide the topic from expert groups, teacher and learn, reform groups, and then tailored example on exact situation that they suggested. Start with a single digit multiplication for beginners and move to more complex problem for advanced students. Use visual aids. What the teachers have liked the most is that they get the link to the actual document. So why this is important for them is because these are the same strategies, these are the same document that they saw while getting trained at the start of the year. So seeing that recall helps them connect much more better to what the content is about. This has like exact steps, suggestions, and also videos for certain strategies that are available. Going back to this, so For example, if the teacher did not like this, what they can do is start this conversation and ask you to tap the strategy based on a different situation that might you have. So I'll just ask, I'll do a cross question. You want to teach word problem to or at the same level. I've done a cross question. What it has is it has the memory for the entire duration of the conversation, whatever, like 10-15 minutes you keep the conversation ongoing. After that, it does not have the memory of a previous conversation. We will work on that later on. So it has suggested another strategy to me now. It is a strategy to teach word problems. Now it has suggested phrase model. This is another strategy that the state has trained all the teachers on. Again, same structure, then link to the actual document. Maybe this will contain the video as well. Yes, they also can see the video. And this video is from their own classrooms. A teacher, one of them using the strategy. Yes. So I'll go back, we can come to this later. So after I'm done with the conversation, I can just say end or thank you. And it will close the conversation. What it does when you close the conversation, it shows another message which asks you feedback on the response suggested by the AI bot. Was the suggestion useful for your class? Yes, somewhat helpful. Yes. No. No more feedback. Close the conversation. So going back to the presentation. So this was the demo of how the bot actually works for teachers. Should we do the questions now or later on, Ashna? What do you suggest? Yes.
End me. End right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes. The answer is Shraddha will explain how this entire mechanism works later on.
That's why, like, I think let's keep the questions for the end.
So this is a high-level representation of how this actually works. Shraddha will talk about this. Shraddha.
Yeah, thanks, Vaibhav. Yeah, this is not very complex. So we have a user query from the WhatsApp, and that is where you also saw we are gathering a little bit of context as well, right? Which grade are you teaching, which subject, those kind of things. Does your classroom have space for the students to move and all, right? And then the query. So all of that gets clubbed together. We get a unified query for the AI agent. Goes to the AI agent, and all. Then the AI uses the knowledge repository, which is just links with the metadata, which helps the AI identify a resource based on what they have queried. And then AI adapts the strategy according to what they have asked, and then it suggests back, and then they can query the response of the AI as well. That, okay, I do not like this. Can I, can you suggest something else? You can ask it to merge 2 or 3 strategies together, which can focus on different challenges. So if you have a challenge that is much more nuanced, so that also it can do. And then of course the conversation ends. So a few guiding principles and assumptions that we had during the implementation approach is that we want the AI responses to use the summary and link to the resource material, right? So that they don't always have to open the resource material. If they can understand from the summary itself, then they can just go on and use that. And also it's a lot more information for them to query further, right? They don't have to open the resource every time to query further. So after reading the summary, they know that, okay, whether they like this enough to go into it or they would want something else. Then collecting user profile once and then use it in every conversation. the part that was kept basically. Main journey will be menu driven. So you saw that we are incorporating AI towards the very end. Like everything is menu driven, list, buttons, select from here, select from there, and then at the end only it goes to the AI, and then we have like a conversation loop. So that was by design. Open-ended questions are allowed at the end, but responses restricted to knowledge base only. So to your question, so the first identification of the strategy happens only from the knowledge base. So it cannot go out of it and suggest something else. So that happens from the knowledge base itself. And then the feedback question at the end of each conversation to get like a quick instant feedback, because a lot of the times users do not come back to give feedback. So at least like we'll have some feedback. Second, knowledge repository is not a collection of files. We tried with a collection of files, but the latency was like very high with that. It was going 1 minute, 2 minutes sometimes. So what we did is just for now replaced it with a JSON file with all the metadata and links to the file, right? And now you've seen how that works.
At the same time.
Oh, it's you're in the same place. Okay. So this is for our program teams to populate. They have a structure, they have guidelines to populate this sheet, and you can see that all the resources they can link here. So we have like file naming convention, and we have like different metadata, and then we have tags that are not covered by the metadata and everything. And then there is a description guideline also that 5 to 10 max lines you can have, and it should give enough information about a resource so that then AI can also make some decision from here. And then the link comes from here. So we just generate a JSON output of this and then feed it to the AI. Another thing is that these are basically the guidelines for the AI. So the guardrails are baked in here. So what it is supposed to do, what tone it is supposed to use, what can people do to like in this chat service, main objective of it, and then like other engagements and rules of engagement as well, right? So these are like all the things that we have given it. Then repository reference as well, because it was not getting the repository reference really well, so we had to like give it like very specific thing that there will be a file name type, and you know these are the things, keys that you can access and like for making decision. And then the output, how the output should look like, and we initially wanted it to like pick so we initially wanted to pick it to pick the markdown, but then it was not getting it correct, so we also gave it the markdown and everything, right? So this is what it does. So these are the guardrails. Yeah. And then below is just the data pipeline after the chat has happened. So this is just like a data pipeline that we're using for analytics and analysis. That's all. We can go ahead. Yeah.
We'll quickly talk about the pilot. We need to wrap this up. So the pilot, the objective of our pilot was we wanted to validate WhatsApp as the mode of access, and if they actually need these resources or not. We can talk about this later on. But where did we conduct the pilot? We conducted this in Uttarakhand's Narendra Nagar block. We conducted this pilot. We are in the process of this pilot. We oriented around 190 head teachers. These are school principals and mentor teachers on how to use the bot. We did in-person trainings on what the purpose is, why do you need to use this, how this works. We started this in November, but due to government permission, it takes some bit of time. We were able to complete the orientations last Sunday for all these head teachers. Another thing that we did, like where we started getting early feedback, is we started doing live demos of the early version to teachers in our COE schools, that are schools from Delhi MCT, where we work very closely with school teachers and principals. So here a lot of like real on-ground feedback started coming in, which designed a lot of what it looks like right now. And then these are some photos from the in-person orientation. We also gave them physical collateral in the orientation, so just so like they recall it better and go home and use it. There's a pamphlet. We'll share that in the group with you guys. You can take a look. And these are some highlights from the pilot so far. The pilot has just started. It's just been 1 week of them using it after the orientation. But still some promising numbers. 37 messages per conversation on average. 92% users gave explicit consent. So when they use the bot for the first time, we ask them before creating profile if they want to go ahead and intentionally give us some information about them that we can use to improve the chatbot. 8 conversations started per user. This is something that gives a lot of confidence. Okay, we can make this work. And the most important, I think, data that we have right now is 88% users marked AI suggested strategy as helpful or somewhat helpful. So I feel the content that we have is in place. That's the relevant content that they need, and that's a thanks to our design team and the trainings that we do. And we plan to improve the content and increase the amount of knowledge base soon. So main thing that we want to talk about, the pilot learnings. Very small duration of the pilot on ground use, but we have learned a lot that and made some mitigation changes. Profile creation and contextual question created some friction. From our end, we try to keep the menu-driven thing very limited because we know they would just want to get ChatGPT-like response. But even then, we realized that even this is a lot. So we again reduced the amount of questions we were asking. Same thing, many users expect ChatGPT-like response. So for this, we created some fallback journeys. They were just randomly putting in voice notes on the chat before even starting a chat. So we created journeys that can catch these things and take them to an actual journey. Digital literacy is much lower than we expected. Yeah, that is a very big learning. What we are doing is now, we ask them to search after saving the contact on WhatsApp. So in the search bar, they go and write down AI. What it does, it takes them to Meta AI because WhatsApp now pushes Meta AI too much. So they were going into Meta AI saying, this is not working for us. So what we did is we made some changes to the orientation, emphasized on these things a lot, and we asked them to pin the chat on the top. So they don't have to go back and use it. So these micro things that had a lot of impact from the user's perspective during the orientation that we observed. Some assumptions validated, teacher value saving, state approved content directly on WhatsApp. That was a big positive point that we observed. High appreciation for not needing to download. Yes, I think the barrier of access is a big problem in government settings. Needing to download a new app or just login credentials stops a lot of users from using anything new. So this is something that I really loved. Okay, I can just go on WhatsApp and just start this entire process, do anything I want. In-person demo and physical collateral is beneficial for low digital literacy regions, improves the callback value. I'll show a part of this. One of the head teachers from the orientation created a feedback video for us. Yes, so it's in Hindi. I'll just show a small part of it. We asked them a few questions on what has their experience been about the bot, and they answered it. Yes. So this is the journey ahead. We started with a reflection bot, and then now we are planning to expand this to the entire district of Tehri Galwan in Uttarakhand by next quarter. And before next year end, we also are pursuing a partnership with Delhi MCD, where we can ideally deploy it for the all 19,000 teachers. There's a sustainability and scalability plan. I'll talk about the next steps. Shadab, do you want to quickly cover the next steps that we are trying to build in the next phase?
No, I think this is just we want to integrate evals and version 2 based on the feedback. Like that's the main thing, and the M&E framework as well, the implementation. That sums it up.
Yeah, improving the bot from the learnings from the pilot and pursuing like later on partnership to expand the pilot. Yes. Thank you so much for your time.